When God begins preparing you for your soulmate, one of the first miracles he works within you is the miracle of inner healing. This is not a superficial process. It's not just about forgetting past pain or pretending your struggles never existed. It's a divine transformation that reaches into the deepest corners of your heart, mending wounds you didn't even know were there, and making room for the kind of love that is meant to flourish. Think about it. How many of us carry the scars of past relationships? How often do we let fear, regret, or disappointment shape the way we view love? It's easy to become guarded, to build walls so high that no one can climb over them. But here's the truth. Those walls don't just keep others out. They keep God's blessings from entering. Inner healing is the miracle that tears down those walls. Not in a way that leaves you vulnerable, but in a way that rebuilds you stronger, freer, and more open to receive the love you truly deserve. When God is working on your healing, it may not always feel miraculous. Sometimes it feels messy. Sometimes it feels like breaking before building. He may bring unresolved emotions to the surface, force you to confront painful memories, or even remove certain people from your life. It's uncomfortable, even painful at times. But just as a doctor cleans a wound before it can heal, God clears away what is broken so he can restore you completely. Here's the thing about healing. It requires honesty. You have to face yourself, the good, the bad, and the parts you wish you could hide. You have to allow God into those moments when you felt rejected, unworthy, or unloved. It's in those moments that his grace becomes most evident. He whispers to you, "You are enough, you are loved, and I have a plan for you." This is where the miracle begins. Inner healing is also about forgiveness, both giving it and receiving it. Maybe someone hurt you deeply, and you've been carrying that weight for years. Maybe you've been blaming yourself for mistakes you made in the past. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing what happened. It means choosing to let go so that you can move forward. When you forgive, you're not just releasing someone else, you're freeing yourself. And in that freedom, God can plant new seeds of hope, joy, and love. But healing isn't just about what you let go of, it's about what you gain. God uses this time to remind you of your worth, to show you that you are not defined by your past. He starts to reveal the beauty in your story, the lessons you've learned, the strength you've gained, and the resilience you've built. Each of these things is a gift that will serve you in your future relationship. They are the tools you'll use to love deeply, communicate openly, and build a partnership that honors God. One of the most beautiful aspects of this miracle is how it changes your perspective. Instead of looking for someone to complete you, you realize that God has already made you whole. Instead of seeking validation from others, you find confidence in knowing who you are in Him. This shift isn't just liberating, it's transformative. It allows you to approach love from a place of abundance rather than lack, of security rather than fear. As you go through this process, you may start to notice subtle changes in your life. The things that used to weigh you down no longer have the same power over you. You begin to attract people and experiences that align with your healed self. It's as if God is rearranging your world to prepare you for what's to come. This is not a coincidence, it's divine orchestration. Let me be clear, healing is not about perfection. It's not about becoming someone else to be worthy of love. It's about embracing who you are, flaws, scars, and all, and trusting that God has designed you for a purpose. Your healed self is not about erasing your past, it's about redeeming it. It's about seeing your scars as proof of God's grace, as reminders of what you've overcome, and as a testament to the miracles He can perform in your life. So, if you're in this season of healing, don't rush it. Don't try to skip to the part where everything feels easy and perfect. Trust that God is doing a work in you that is necessary and beautiful. Lean into the discomfort, knowing that it's leading to something greater. And remember, healing is not just about preparing you for your soulmate. It's about preparing you for the life God has called you to live. In the end, when you look back on this time, you'll realize that the miracle of inner healing wasn't just about finding love. It was about finding yourself. It was about discovering that you are capable of giving and receiving love in ways you never thought possible. And when that soulmate finally enters your life, you'll be ready, not because you're perfect, but because you've allowed God to perfect his work in you. Healing is a miracle, but it's also a choice. Choose to let God do his work. Choose to believe that you are worth it, and choose to embrace the journey, knowing that the destination will be worth every step. When God is preparing you for your soulmate, one of the most profound miracles you'll experience is the miracle of alignment. This is not just about your circumstances falling into place. It's about your heart, mind, and soul being brought into harmony with his plan. It's about your desires, your goals, and your actions aligning with the purpose he has set for your life. And when that alignment happens, everything changes. Kamish. Alignment begins with clarity. God starts to show you what truly matters, stripping away distractions and revealing the core of who you are and what you need. You might notice a shift in your priorities. Things that used to capture your attention, temporary pleasures, surface-level relationships, or pursuits that didn't serve your growth, no longer hold the same appeal. Instead, you find yourself drawn to deeper, more meaningful experiences. You start to see the bigger picture, realizing that life isn't just about personal satisfaction, it's about fulfilling a divine purpose. In this season, God may also challenge you to redefine your expectations. Maybe you've been holding on to an image of the perfect partner, someone who checks all the boxes on a superficial level but doesn't truly align with your soul. God's alignment isn't about meeting your checklist, it's about exceeding it in ways you couldn't imagine. He knows what you need better than you do, and sometimes that means letting go of your own ideas to make room for his. Alignment is also about preparation. God isn't just aligning your heart, he's aligning your life. He may open doors you never expected or close ones you were hesitant to walk away from. He may bring new opportunities that stretch your faith or place challenges in your path to strengthen your character. These moments aren't random, they're part of his design. They're shaping you into the person you need to be, to not only attract the right partner, but to build a relationship that honors him. As you move through this process, you'll start to notice a sense of peace, even in the midst of uncertainty. That's the beauty of alignment. It brings a stillness that comes from knowing you're in the right place at the right time, doing exactly what God has called you to do. You may not have all the answers, but you trust the journey. You trust that God is working behind the scenes, aligning not just your life, but the life of your soulmate. One of the most incredible aspects of alignment is how it affects your relationships. You begin to attract people who share your values, who encourage your growth, and who align with the vision God has placed in your heart. This doesn't mean every new connection will lead to your soulmate, but it does mean that each one serves a purpose. Some relationships may teach you lessons. Others may guide you closer to where you're meant to be. Either way, they're all part of God's plan. But let's be real. Alignment isn't always easy. It requires surrender. It requires letting go of control and trusting that God's timing is perfect even when it doesn't match your own. It's about walking by faith, not by sight. And that can be uncomfortable, especially when you're used to having things your way. But here's the truth. God's way is always better. His plans are always higher. And when you align yourself with his will, you open the door to blessings you can't even begin to fathom. There's a story in the Bible that beautifully illustrates this point. Think about Ruth and Boaz. Ruth didn't set out looking for a husband. She set out to follow her calling. She aligned herself with God's purpose, working diligently and trusting him with her future. And in that alignment, God brought Boaz into her life, not just as a partner, but as a reflection of his love and provision. That's what alignment does. A season of waiting changed HMS. It positions you to receive what God has already prepared for you. As you experience this miracle of alignment, take time to reflect on the changes happening within you. Notice how your mindset shifts, how your faith deepens, and how your actions start to align with your values. Celebrate the small victories and trust that they're leading to something greater. And most importantly, keep your heart open. Alignment isn't a one-time event. It's a continual process of growth, faith, and trust. When you're aligned with God's plan, you're not just preparing for a soulmate, you're preparing for a partnership that glorifies him. You're setting the foundation for a relationship that is rooted in love, respect, and purpose. And when that person enters your life, it won't feel like fate or coincidence. It will feel like destiny. So, embrace the process of alignment. Embrace the clarity, the challenges, and the growth. Trust that God is aligning every piece of your life to prepare you for the love He has in store. And remember this, when you align yourself with God's will, you're not just walking toward your soulmate, you're walking toward the abundant life He has promised you. When God is preparing you for your soulmate, one of the most extraordinary miracles you'll experience is the transformation of your heart. This isn't just a casual change. It's a deep, spiritual renovation that reshapes the way you see yourself, others, and the love God has designed for you. It's the kind of transformation that leaves no part of your inner life untouched, creating a foundation for the kind of relationship that transcends the superficial and endures through life's greatest challenges. This process often begins with self-awareness. God will start to reveal parts of your heart that need healing, growth, or refinement. You might uncover past wounds you've ignored, fears you've suppressed, or insecurities you've masked. It can feel overwhelming, even uncomfortable, to confront these truths, but it's in this discomfort that the miracle begins. God isn't exposing these things to shame you. He's doing it to free you. He's preparing your heart to give and receive love in its purest form, untainted by baggage or fear. As this transformation unfolds, you'll notice a shift in how you approach relationships. Where you once sought validation from others, you'll find a growing sense of self-worth rooted in God's love for you. You'll realize that your value doesn't come from being in a relationship or meeting societal expectations. It comes from being a child of God, fearfully and wonderfully made. This realization is powerful. It liberates you from the need to settle for less than you deserve and empowers you to wait for the kind of love that aligns with God's purpose for your life. Part of this transformation involves forgiveness. To prepare your heart for a soulmate, God may lead you to release bitterness, anger, or resentment you've been carrying. This could mean forgiving others who have hurt you, or even forgiving yourself for past mistakes. Forgiveness is not about condoning what happened. It's about freeing your heart from the weight of the pain. When you forgive, you create space for new beginnings and open the door for the kind of love that isn't hindered by the past. Another hallmark of this transformation is the cultivation of patience and trust. In a world that glorifies instant gratification, waiting can feel like a burden, but God's timing is never rushed, and His plans are always worth the wait. As He works on your heart, He's teaching you to trust Him fully, not just with your future relationship, but with every aspect of your life. This trust is what anchors you during moments of doubt or impatience. It reminds you that even when you can't see the path ahead, God is guiding you every step of the way. This transformation isn't something you do alone. God often uses experiences, relationships, and even challenges to shape your heart. You might go through seasons of solitude, where you're called to focus on your relationship with God and yourself. These times are not about isolation, but about preparation. In solitude, you learn to rely on God as your ultimate source of love and strength, laying the groundwork for a healthy, God-centered partnership. At the same time, God may bring people into your life who challenge you to grow. These could be mentors, friends, or even brief encounters with strangers who leave a lasting impact. Pay attention to these interactions. They're part of the transformation process. God uses others to reflect His love, teach you valuable lessons, and help you become the person He's calling you to be. As your heart transforms, you'll start to recognize the kind of love God intends for you. It's not about perfection, it's about authenticity. You'll find yourself drawn to qualities like kindness, integrity, and faithfulness, rather than external appearances or fleeting attractions. This shift in perspective is a sign that your heart is aligning with God's vision for your future. You're no longer looking for someone to complete you. You're looking for someone to complement you, to walk alongside you as you fulfill God's purpose together. Transformation is a journey, not a destination. It's an ongoing process of becoming the best version of yourself, not just for your soulmate, but for the life God has planned for you. Along the way, you'll encounter moments of doubt, struggle, and even setbacks. But each step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to the love God has prepared for you. As you embrace this miracle of transformation, remember that it's not just about finding a soulmate, It's about becoming the person God has called you to be. A heart that is transformed by God is a heart that can love deeply, forgive freely, and trust completely. It's a heart that reflects His love, not just in a relationship, but in every aspect of life. So trust the process. Trust the discomfort, the lessons, and the growth. Know that God is working on your heart in ways you can't yet see. And when the time is right, you'll be ready, not just for a soulmate, but for a love that mirrors God's own heart. When God is preparing you for your soulmate, one of the most remarkable miracles you'll experience is a renewed sense of purpose. This isn't just a subtle nudge or a fleeting realization. It's a profound awakening that shifts your focus from mere existence to meaningful living. Suddenly, you begin to see that every step you take, every choice you make, and every challenge you face is part of a bigger picture, a divine plan that God has intricately designed to bring you closer to the love He has prepared for you. Purpose is one of the greatest gifts God can give. It transforms your life from something reactive to something intentional. And when God starts aligning you with your purpose, you'll notice that life begins to make more sense. Even the struggles and setbacks you've faced will seem less like random obstacles and more like stepping stones towards something greater. You start to see how every closed door was not a rejection, but a redirection, leading you to a future that is far better than you could have imagined. One of the first signs that God is working in your life this way is a shift in your priorities. The things that once consumed your attention, whether it's superficial relationships, fleeting pleasures, or unnecessary distractions, start to lose their grip on you. Instead, your heart begins to crave things that truly matter. You feel called to invest in your personal growth, your faith, and your ability to love others in meaningful ways. This isn't just about becoming the best version of yourself for your soulmate. It's about becoming the best version of yourself for God, for your community, and for the purpose He's given you. With this renewed sense of purpose comes clarity. It's as though the fog that once clouded your vision begins to lift, and you can see the road ahead with a sharper focus. You understand what truly matters, and you're no longer swayed by external pressures or the opinions of others. This clarity allows you to make decisions that align with your values and your faith. You're not just living for the moment. You're living for the legacy you want to leave and the life God has called you to build. But purpose isn't just about clarity, it's also about action. When God reveals your purpose, it's not something you simply think about or admire from a distance. It demands your participation. You're called to take steps, even when they feel uncertain or uncomfortable. Maybe you're led to pursue a new career path, volunteer in your community, or deepen your faith through study and prayer. Whatever it is, these actions are not just about preparing for your soulmate. They're about preparing for the life God has designed for you, a life of impact, love, and fulfillment. This renewed sense of purpose also brings with it an incredible sense of peace. When you're walking in alignment with God's plan, there's a calm assurance that settles in your heart. You're no longer worried about timelines or external pressures because you know that God's timing is perfect. This peace doesn't mean life will be free of challenges, but it does mean you'll face those challenges with a confidence that God is with you, guiding you, and preparing you for something extraordinary. Another beautiful aspect of this process is that it allows you to focus on becoming a blessing to others. When you live with purpose, your life stops being solely about what you can get and starts being about what you can give. You begin to see how your gifts, talents, and experiences can be used to uplift others, to bring hope, and to reflect God's love in the world. This outward focus not only enriches your life, but also prepares you for a relationship that is rooted in mutual service, respect, and growth. It's important to remember that this renewed sense of purpose is not a solo journey. God often uses relationships, mentors, and even challenges to guide you along the way. Pay attention to the people He places in your path and the lessons they bring. Sometimes these individuals are there to teach you something about yourself, your faith, or the kind of love you're meant to give and receive. Other times they're there to walk with you for a season, helping you grow in ways you never expected. As you embrace this sense of purpose, you'll find that it becomes a guiding light, not just for your future relationship, but for every aspect of your life. It's the foundation that allows you to love with depth, to forgive with grace, and to build a life that honors God. And when the time comes for you to meet your soulmate, you'll realize that this preparation was not just about finding them, it was about becoming the person God intended you to be. So as you navigate this season of preparation, remember that your purpose is not something you have to create. It's something God has already placed within you. It's a gift waiting to be discovered, nurtured, and lived out. Trust the process, even when it feels slow or uncertain. God is not just preparing you for a relationship, He's preparing you for a life that is rich with meaning, love, and impact. And when the time is right, you'll look back and see how every moment of preparation was worth it. You'll see how God's hand was in every detail, shaping you into someone who can love deeply, live fully, and reflect His glory in all you do. Trust in His timing, embrace your purpose, and know that the best is yet to come. When God is preparing you for your soulmate, one of the most transformative miracles you'll experience is a deep inner healing that allows you to step into your future with strength, wisdom, and peace. This isn't just about physical or emotional recovery from past wounds, though that's certainly part of it. It's a complete restoration of your heart, mind, and spirit. The healing you experience during this preparation phase isn't always easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. But trust me when I say it's one of the most essential elements of becoming the person you need to be to attract the right partner and to truly experience love at its deepest level. Healing is not just about fixing what's broken, it's about restoring what was always meant to be. You see, sometimes we go through life carrying pain, disappointment, rejection, and even shame. We accumulate scars, some visible, some hidden, that affect the way we interact with the world and the people around us. But God doesn't just leave us in those broken places. His healing is not just about patching things up. It's about bringing us to a place of wholeness where we can look at ourselves not through the lens of what we've been through, but through the lens of who we are becoming. This healing process often requires you to let go of old wounds and past relationships. It might require you to forgive, not just others, but also yourself. You can't fully embrace the new love God has for you if you're still holding on to the old. And I know that's not always easy. There are times when you want to hold on to your pain, thinking that it's a part of you, that it somehow defines you. But the truth is, those wounds only define you if you let them. They don't have to hold power over you. Healing is about reclaiming your power, your identity, and your peace. As you go through this healing process, you might find that God take you on a journey of self-discovery. You may begin to realize things about yourself that you never knew before. Strengths you never recognized, talents you never developed, and dreams you never dared to pursue. Healing opens up space in your heart and mind for growth. It teaches you how to love yourself, to forgive yourself, and to embrace the beautiful person you are, flaws and all. This process of self-love is essential. Many people talk about loving someone else, but you can't love someone else until you truly know how to love yourself. You see, when God is preparing you for your soulmate, He's not just preparing you to love them, He's preparing you to love yourself in a way that you've never done before. That's when you become whole, when you can stand confidently in your identity and be proud of the person you are, without needing validation from anyone else. You don't need to look to a partner to complete you because you're already complete in God. Your soulmate isn't there to fix you, they're there to walk alongside you, supporting the person you've already become. Part of this healing process also involves the painful but necessary task of releasing expectations. You see, when you hold on to your expectations of what love should look like, you can actually block God's blessing from entering your life. You might have a picture in your mind of the perfect soulmate, someone who fits a very specific mold, but God's vision for your life and your love story is often far more beautiful, far more unique, and far more powerful than anything you could ever imagine. Let go of the illusion of control. Surrender to God's timing, to His way of doing things, and trust that what He has for you is far greater than anything you could have ever orchestrated. The healing that takes place during this season is a healing of control. It's a healing of fear, of doubt, and of past expectations that no longer serve you. When you surrender these things, you open the door for God to do what only He can do. Bring someone into your life who will love you in a way that aligns perfectly with His divine plan. And this healing will not only affect your future relationship, it will affect every relationship in your life. When you heal, you become more compassionate, more patient, and more understanding. Your friendships improve, your family bonds strengthen, and you approach every situation with a deeper sense of empathy and grace. Healing allows you to operate from a place of wholeness, not from a place of need or fear. When you heal, you become the best version of yourself, not just for your soulmate, but for everyone around you. But healing doesn't mean you'll never face challenges again. It means that when challenges come, you'll be stronger, wiser, and more equipped to handle them. You won't let past hurts control you anymore. You'll be able to rise above them, knowing that your identity is not found in your wounds, but in the love and grace of God. So embrace this healing process, even when it's uncomfortable. Understand that it's necessary for the next chapter in your life, for the beautiful relationship God is preparing for you. Trust in the healing power of God, and know that as He heals your heart, He's making you ready for a love that is deeper, more fulfilling, and more aligned with His perfect will than you could ever imagine. In the end, healing doesn't just prepare you for a soulmate, it prepares you for the abundant life God has in store for you. And when the time comes for you to meet your soulmate, you'll realize that it wasn't just about finding the right person, it was about becoming the right person. A healed person, a whole person, a person who can love with authenticity, vulnerability, and strength. And that's when you'll truly experience the miracle of love. When God is preparing you for your soulmate, one of the most profound miracles you'll experience is a newfound sense of purpose and direction. The journey of preparation is not just about finding someone to walk beside you. It's about discovering the deeper meaning behind your life and what you were truly created for. It's about understanding that your life has purpose beyond the relationship you're waiting for, and in the process of becoming ready for your soulmate, you become more aligned with your higher calling. You see, purpose isn't just a buzzword or an idea to ponder. It's something you live. It's something that gives you drive, passion, and clarity. It pulls you out of bed in the morning and makes you excited to face the day. When God is preparing you for your soulmate, He doesn't just want you to be happy in a relationship. He wants you to be fully alive, fully engaged in the work that He's called you to do, both in your personal life and in the world around you. This sense of purpose isn't just about a career or a job title. It's about understanding that your life has a divine purpose that transcends any one relationship. And when you embrace this purpose, you will find that the preparation for your soulmate will feel like a deep, fulfilling, and transformative journey, one that shapes you into the person you were always meant to become. This purpose reveals itself in unexpected ways. You might not always know exactly what it looks like at the start. For some, it could be the pursuit of a passion or dream that has long been dormant. For others, it might involve investing in relationships, pursuing personal growth, or working toward a goal that speaks to your heart. God doesn't give you a clear-cut map to follow, but He plants seeds along the way, small hints that will lead you in the right direction. And as you walk in faith, you begin to see those pieces come together, forming a picture of who you're meant to be and what you're meant to do. When you're in alignment with your purpose, you don't need to search for your soulmate with desperation. You don't need to grasp at every opportunity or chase after fleeting desires. Instead, you become magnetic in a way that draws the right person toward you at the right time. Your purpose will make you stand out not because you're trying to be someone else, but because you are fully in tune with who you were created to be. It's in your authenticity, your passion, and your commitment to your purpose that you'll begin to notice the people who truly resonate with your energy. But the most important thing about discovering your purpose is that it gives you clarity. It eliminates distractions. It refines your focus and sharpens your vision. When you understand the deeper meaning of your life, you start making decisions with intentionality. You no longer waste time on things that don't serve you or relationships that aren't in alignment with your purpose. You become more discerning, and this clarity allows you to build a foundation that is strong enough to withstand the trials that come with any relationship. The beauty of having purpose is that it's not only for your own benefit, it also benefits your soulmate. When you become fully engaged with the work and the calling that God has placed in your life, you're not just making yourself a better partner, you're preparing yourself to bring value into the relationship. Your soulmate won't just be with you for love and companionship. They'll be with you because you complement each other's purpose. You each bring something to the table, and together you become an even greater force for good in the world. That's what makes a partnership truly powerful. Not just love, but purpose that is shared and nurtured together. Sometimes we get so caught up in waiting for love, waiting for the perfect partner, that we forget that love isn't just about finding someone, it's about becoming the kind of person who can build something meaningful with that person. And you can't build something strong and lasting if you don't know what you're building it for. Purpose gives you the foundation, the direction, and the motivation you need to create something real, something lasting. And it gives you the confidence to know that you're not settling for anything less than what God has promised you. It's also worth noting that when you're walking in your purpose, the struggles and challenges you face in life take on new meaning. The obstacles you encounter are no longer just roadblocks or setbacks. They become opportunities for growth. They help shape you, refine you, and make you stronger. The struggles you go through on your own journey prepare you for the strength and resilience you'll need when you're in partnership with someone else. The bereaved, when God is preparing you for your soulmate, He is also preparing you for the challenges that come with that relationship. And by the time your soulmate enters your life, you'll have the wisdom and perspective needed to navigate life's complexities with grace and confidence. Purpose allows you to step into the fullness of your potential. It takes you from a place of merely existing to a place of thriving, where you are not just waiting for the right person to come along, but actively working on becoming the right person yourself. That's the miracle. You're not just getting ready for someone else. You're getting ready for the best version of yourself. So don't wait for your soulmate to show up before you start living with purpose. Start now. Embrace your passion, your calling, your gifts. Begin to walk confidently in the direction that God has laid out for you. And as you do, you'll find that your soulmate will appear not because you're looking for them, but because you've become the person who was always meant to. In the end, the greatest miracle isn't finding love, it's finding your purpose. And when you do that, love will find you and everything else will fall into place.